Welcome everyone. Today we have another Genshin Impact News Digest. In this video, we'll look into the details of the new patch 1.2 Dragon event, the possible loot, rewards, and also Primogems from this event, and how we can potentially enhance this weapon to the maximum level with the 5 refinement levels, which is actually very amazing for the one-hand sword. We'll also be looking into a number of interesting clips to use Zhongli with his pillars and also his special E-spell. We'll also look at Zhongli versus the wolf and how this can be very interesting and very funny. Finally, we'll look into some of the fun parts with Zhongli's clips and how Zhongli can kill NPCs, and what is the story behind him killing this particular NPC. And as usual, we usually save the best clips to last. This time we'll have 3 very interesting clips with the Lawachurl. And today we're going to look at a number of ways to defeat this massive Lawachurl, and also how the last clip can be a little sad for the Lawachurl. Now I'm sure you guys are as excited as I am for the new patch 1.2 event. And also, I went for a bit of research, I went for more information on the event details. I want to know how much Primogems we're getting, so we can prepare for the new banners. We also want to know what are the rewards, what are the events, and how much risen cost they will be. Now, in order to provide everyone with a better summary of the new event details and all the rewards, please make sure you see my Twitter for more details of those screenshots. I'll have those retweeted for us. And we can see over here, from the Primogems from the events, those are specially categorized into the challenges for the task. Some of the tasks will require us to collect different fragments, up to 60 and 120, and we can get 30 Primogems for each of those. Some of the tasks requires us to collect the crystals, 30 and 60 of those, we get 30 Primogems of each. There are special challenges with different parts of the achievements, and each of those challenges can give 30 Primogems for each accumulation. And up to 600 Primogems was given to free on the screenshots. I've counted them, over 600 Primogems. So this is actually pretty nice but for now. And the best part about this event, guys, is that we're giving a free event sword, which is the Festering Fang, and they're asking us to refine this weapon. Now if you guys haven't heard of refining weapons, what happens is you'll be going to refining using the same weapon to increase the current weapon stats of the special effect. So you have to use the same identical weapons. And this can be very difficult to get. Even for the purple weapons, the prototypes, I only have this one to rank 2. And in the event, from all the hints from the challenges and the things we can achieve, we can potentially get a weapon to level 5 refinement. And this is actually very good to have a 4-star purple weapon to the maximum refinement level. Because as you can see in the game, each refinement level increases the weapon stats and making this weapon even closer to a 5-star golden weapon. Now if you guys are not sure what this one-hand weapon is about from the event, it is likely it is the Festering Desire. And over here, this is from our fan-based website. We can see that this gives us energy recharge. This also gives us increased elemental damage and also elemental skill crit. So you can see over here, the weapon's ability and the final ascension with level 5 refinement is going to give us 32% elemental skill damage and 12% elemental skill critical chances. And this is going to make characters like, Albedo, I wonder why they made this weapon for him. And, it's going to make a lot of one-hand character very strong, because if you're going for elemental skill damage, this weapon is actually really good. It also helps you to cast the ultimate and be able to get the level 5 rank with the event. This means, everyone's getting a really high-end weapon, and this weapon is very flexible with the energy recharge, which is very nice. I'm pretty happy about this one. Let me know what you think, guys. And on the topic of this new free one-handed weapon, keep in mind, guys, from the live stream, they talk about how this weapon is given the free Ascension materials. What that means is we don't actually have to prepare for those materials. Those materials can be like those over here, and those materials are actually given to us as we ascend the higher level of the weapons. So what actually means is we don't need to get the weapon ascension materials. All we need is to prepare some of the weapon enhancement ores for the level ups. As we level up this weapon, some of the challenges will give us those materials, like the ones we can see over here. So basically you level it up to 20, then they give you those. You level up to 40, then they give you those. It's like an automatic thing to get you a really strong weapon this way. Now I have had a few questions on this particular item, the crystal. What does this crystal do, and why is that also in the exchange shop? So to summarize what the crystal will actually do is, I came to this screenshot over here from the live stream. So this particular tree will require us to give the crimson agates over here to offer to the tree. And if we level up the tree, we can get the warm bottle, we can get the 4-star catalyst weapon with level 10. So notice this is a small, a little red crystal. It is likely this particular crystal will be used to level up this tree. Now this is still my speculation, and because each of the event shop actually allows you to change those crystals, so it's very likely this particular item over here next to the crown, so you can see how rare it is going to be used to exchange for the tree to level up to get us special items and unlock new weapons. So very excited about this as well. And oh, look at that tree. I wonder if that tree is like Witcher 3 with a special hidden agenda, and maybe it's also a boss. Who knows? Very interested, and let me know what you guys think. Now, if you haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so. Make sure you also turn the bell on for the latest news as I find more of them for us. You can see that we're really dedicated for Genshin Impact. We'll have builds, guides, tips, news, and events updates for everything that's Genshin Impact related. Now, coming over to some of the very skillful and very interesting clips shared by the community, we have 2 clips for Zhongli over here by Wawis over here, and also by TOXTRIClTY. So what we're going to see is, on the first clip, we have Zhongli over here demonstrating how powerful Zhongli can be with the combo of his E-spell. Notice he's not hitting too hard, but he's using perfectly the 4 damage with Zhongli, and he's rotating Zhongli every few seconds to use Zhongli's E-spell. It's actually perfectly landing. And notice each time the monster lands, they will take 4 damage depending on their maximum HP. So I thought this is actually pretty interesting. It's one way to play the character with massive numbers. It's another way to play the character with the ability to to do 4 damage, environmental damage, and also physics damage. And I tried a few times, I wasn't as good as this, so I thought I'd share this one with you guys to see his potentials. Now, talking about the potential for Zhongli, on the next clip, this is actually pretty interesting. I'll show you guys over here. So basically, our friend here is fighting the wolf boss, weekly wolf boss. He petrified the wolf. Look at this wolf, look how amazing it looks. It's like stoned wolf statue. And over here you can see the perspective from his friend's view. This wolf actually looks pretty amazing. 336,000 damage, and look at this wolf. It looks amazing, right? And the best part is this part. He shows before the petrification, the wolf's like, nope, I'm not getting petrified, I'm getting out of here. So not only you see the awesome wolf display of getting petrified, this wolf is literally running. He's like, no, don't do this to me, you monsters. So let's watch the whole thing again. The first part is about how amazing the wolf petrifying looks, and he's actually turning his head, half of his body is actually, petrified. And you can see from a different perspective, it looks pretty amazing. It's like a new boss. It's like Transformers. And after that, the wolf literally knows what is coming. So it's gonna try to run away from them. It's like, no, I'm getting out of here. I love it. It's like, oh, run. It's so cute, right? The way he runs his legs. It's like, I'm getting out of here. It's running the wrong way. There is only one gate in this particular dungeon. It's on the other side. Poor guy's getting petrified multiple times. So very, very lovely. Thank you for everyone for sharing those. And small clips like those, we don't need to do tremendous damage. And sometimes even in the game, a lot of fun things can happen. Now, talking about fun things in the game, coming to this clip by Zhongli, we can see that he said he killed the 2-timer. So let's have a look what exactly happened. Now I'll explain the story behind it. So over here you can see Zhongli. There is an NPC, and there is another NPC called Chaoxi. Chaoxi over here is a very interesting NPC with some of the backstories. But the first part is to see the ability of Zhongli killing an NPC. He knocked him off the bridge. And look at that, he's gone. He's gone, guys. He killed the NPC, a real game NPC, and he's gone. You don't actually see the NPC anymore, and you can't even talk to the NPC, and he's gonna talk to this other NPC. And the first time I was watching it, I was like, oh, that is pretty cool. So over here, this is the NPC. He knocked him onto the bridge, and he knocked him off the bridge. So Zhongli's E-Pillar can do a lot of funny things with NPCs. But I also want to know, what did NPC do to deserve this? And I went for the backstory of this NPC as well. So coming over to this post by pandicornhistorian to find the Chaoxi. So a small spoiler over here, guys, in case you want to get everything of the story. It's not a massive spoiler, it's just the backstory of this NPC. So when you go to the ring, there's a boat, and on the boat there's a girl named Chua. She'll ask you to find the sailor she likes, and you're supposed to find Chaoxi. And in order to find Chaoxi, you're going to look around for Chaoxi, and eventually you can't really find Chaoxi. So what happened is, there's another girl called Cici here, and she is also liking the guy called Chaoxi. So basically on this post, he's calling the Chaoxi the 2-timer, because he's literally a guy who's in a relationship with 2 different girls, and that is not very nice. So our friend is like, any information to help me find him. Eventually they found him. So what you had to do is, you had to speak to this NPC before you go on to the boat quest, and then you can find this NPC. then you're gonna discover he's in a relationship with 2 girls at once, and he's not doing them, good. So that's why our friend here made sure he pushed the NPC off the boat because he's a 2-timer, and that's the backstory of this. Now, usually we save the best to last, so coming to a series of clips by NepRimuru, and also by pupsiirox, and also by TheseKneeLand. So 3 clips of showing the Lawachurl. This is a massive Lawachurl boss, and basically the 2 clips is going to show ways to defeat the Lawachurl. This Lawachurl is like, I'm just fighting them, and this way Jin can actually defeat the Lawachurl by knocking him up and by pushing him into the water. So I thought that was pretty nice. So the next one is actually more interesting. This one is about Kaeya facing the Lawachurl. The Lawachurl is in the water, but it's not dying, and then Kaeya used ice to freeze the top of the water and kill the Lawachurl. I was like, hey, those guys are finding some really good ways to kill the Lawachurls. First we have Jin pushing him onto the water, then we have Kaeya sealing him in an ice tomb under the water, and finally, this is the best to last. So what you're gonna see is, over here our friend the Razor is fighting another Lawachurl. And after experiencing all of his deaths with all the other parts, this Lawachurl is not too happy. Look at him. The poor guy stopped and he kneeled on the floor. He gave up. And, stop bullying the Lawachurl, guys. Killing him with knocking him into water, icing him in the water. And eventually he just gave up. I saw this, I was like, oh, I feel bad for the guy. And it's quite interesting, not sure what exactly happened. The post said the Lawachurl fell into deep depression because all the bullying that's going around. Basically, he's like, I'm not fighting anymore. I give up. And if you look at the comments, it's like the Lawachurl says, sorry kiddo, didn't mean to stomp you over like that. I don't know what got into me. And those are really funny. And I don't want to be the bad guy anymore. Stop the bullying. And basically a series of collection of clips showing the Lawachurls getting bullied over by different characters. And then he just gave up, guys. Let me know what you think. I thought it's really fun to share those together to make them into a small story for the Lawachurl. The small stories of him, maybe I find more of those for us. To summarize this video, we had a look at the details of the Primogem rewards, different challenges, and different exchange shops for the new event for patch 1.2. We can see that with some of those challenges, it's actually hitting that we can get this weapon to level 90 and also to the max refinement level. And that means we're getting duplicates of this weapon. And this can be very interesting to get a really powerful weapon that is almost close to a 5-star weapon. And after that, we had a look at a number of clips of Zhongli showing different skills, different showcase, and killing different NPCs in the game. And also we had a look at a series of clips of the poor Lawachurl getting bullied by Jin, getting bullied by Kaeya, and then eventually he just gave up, guys. Let's look at this again. He basically stomped the Razor. He's like, I don't know what got into me. I'm sorry kid, just not my day. I'm just gonna go home now. He literally kneeled and just gave up. Poor guy, right? Hashtag don't bully the Lawachurls. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's updates. Now if you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe and also turn the little bell on for the latest news. I'll be looking towards to make more builds, guides, tips and news and event updates for us as we come further into the game. And as always, I wish you guys the best of luck with Genshin and have the most fun in exploring this wonderful world.